Once the opportunity arose for him to close the show, and he did it in emphatic style.
Whatever he hits falls.
Andrew McCart, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here in New York. With me I've got Michael Hunter. Michael, huge fight ahead of you on Friday night against Sergey Kuzmin. I mean, you're doing everything right so far in the heavyweight division. This is just one more stepping stone to where you need to be, is it?
Yes, absolutely. You know, I've stopped my last 4 heavyweight opponents. You know, I've always comment on it's not when I win, but how I look winning. You know, so I think me winning in great fashion will make a big statement here. So that's what I look forward to doing.
You're saying making a big statement. You've stopped every heavyweight opponent you faced so far. These guys are bigger than you.
Yeah.
The guys you faced so far are bigger than you. So can you stop Sergey Kuzmin going into this fight?
We'll see. You know, I fought bigger opponents, but you know, this is going to be a test for sure because of his amateur background and he's undefeated. You know, it's always hard for somebody to let that O go. You know, they get real stubborn when they have an O on the record. So, you know, it's going to be a challenge, but I'm looking forward to, you know, I'm up for it. You know, they call me the Giant Slayer, so this will be another one.
I like that.
Right? You know, I didn't call it. You know, they've been calling me that lately, so this is another one on my list.
All going well for you against Sergey Kuzmin. I mean, like, how far are you away from facing the guys like Joshua's, Ruiz's, Wilder's, Fury's? How far are you away from that? You
know, I'm not sure. You know, I just try to continue to move on with my career as I, you know, take it step by step. You know, it's been a long road, so I've been always trying to prove that I'm the greatest heavyweight out there, but you know, I gotta just take it one step at a time. I only can worry about this fight, the fight that's ahead of me, which is Sergey Kuzmin, and I'll be looking to slay him on Friday.
Good, well, good to hear. But the thing is, you say that you focused on this fight coming Friday, which every fighter does. You don't look past the thing, but there's sort of like rumblings. Eddie Hearn's mentioned it, that if you win on Friday night, you're out in Saudi Arabia against a tough opponent.
Yeah.
Rumblings again who that might be. You know, he's not such a giant. He's probably your height, probably Povetkin. Do you have one eye on that fight, or are you just 100% focused on Kuzmin?
I mean, you know, we're 100% focused on Kuzmin right now. You know, we don't want to look past anybody or anything. You know, you want to just stay right in the moment. You know, it's just far as you know, being here, being right now. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow I have the weigh-ins, but we try to stay right in the moment. You know, but I am excited about, you know, fighting in Saudi and stuff like that. But you know, like I said, it's a little too far for us to, you know, to gauge and stuff like that. We got to look real good at this performance, and that's what I plan to do. So after Friday, ask me again.
I'll come and find you. I'll find you after Friday. Don't worry, I'll find you. Don't worry. Talking about Saudi Arabia, Andy Ruiz, he's fighting the rematch against Joshua. What was your initial reaction back in June when Ruiz won? Because a lot of people might not know this. You faced Ruiz before in the amateur 3 times? 2 times?
No, just one.
Just one time? Okay, just one time, and you beat him.
Yes,
you beat Andy Ruiz. So, what was your initial reaction with that fight when Ruiz stopped Joshua?
I wasn't. I mean, I was excited, but I wasn't surprised. You know, the whole arena. I was there front row, so the whole arena. I was sitting, you know, right behind Usyk and Parker and all these other guys that was right there. Everybody was like with the surprised face, and you know, I had said in previous interviews that, you know, to me, Andy Ruiz has the better skill set as far as, you know, and the better boxing IQ. He's been in there. He has more experience. He's been in there with different type of opposition. So before the fight, I had did some interviews. I spoke on that, about that he was not going to be a pushover. He's never been knocked out. You know, that was one of his first, you know, drops as a professional. So that was, you know, that was actually probably a surprise to him, you know. But he's a fighter. He's Mexican, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard to beat that guy regardless, you know. His only loss was to Parker, which that was very controversial. So, you know, I could see it going the same way this time too as well.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you think Joshua will win, or do you think Ruiz is going to win?
No, I think this is more of a 50-50. I think Anthony definitely underestimated him. You know, you could see it before the fight. You know, he was giving him his belts right in front of the camera, and you know, being all nice to the guy like he was, you know, just soft and fluffy, like he wasn't going to do anything. You know, but I think he was just too relaxed at that time, and I think this time is you know, he has something to fight for, and you know, he's going to want to get his belts back, and so I think it's going to be a battle. You know, I think if he comes in with the right mindset, which you never know, it's hard to tell. I can't really tell if his mindset is right, but we'll see.
We'll definitely see. So I've got to ask, when Andy Ruiz won, were you like rubbing your hands together thinking, I've already beat this guy, get me in there with him right now, I don't want them belts. Were you like that?
Absolutely.
Looking your lips going, I'll beat this guy, come on.
Yeah, absolutely. I was excited. You know, like I said, I've been in the ring plenty of times with him. I used to spar Andy for up and coming fights and stuff like that. I used to be in his camps and stuff. So I was very familiar. I'm very familiar with Andy. So I was excited. I'm glad that he won. You know, he deserves it. He's been fighting for a long time. You know, anybody that, you know, we've been fighting for that long and, you know, having a hard road, tough road, you know, he hasn't had the easiest road as well. But anybody that's, you know, like that, you know, deserves their just due.
When you were a cruiserweight, you fought Alexander Usyk, and everyone in the whole of the boxing world loves that guy. He loves his style, the way he fights. And you gave him a good fight. You gave him a great fight. Probably his toughest fight today, if you think about it. Henrik Gassiev and the guys at the World Boxing Super Series. Is that a fight you would entertain in the heavyweight division now he's moved up, or is that one of them ones that needs to make sense, or would you fight him right now?
No, I mean, you know, I hope to eventually meet with him. I think we're going to be the ones that scare everybody out of the division. You know, out of this heavyweight division, it's going to be just probably me and him at the top of this thing. And you know, at the end of it, I hope to, you know, get my redemption. So, you know, I'm not in no rush to, you know. I know he still, you know, has to get his feet wet as far as, you know, being in the heavyweight division. This is going to be his first fight coming up, and you know, he still has other fights other than me to.
But you are ahead of him in the heavyweight games just now. You're a wee bit more further.
Yeah, and also I have my own fights, you know, that I have to worry about. But so I know eventually in the near future that fight will come around though. So I'll be ready.
It'll be a fight I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, likewise, me too.
I've got to ask, do you think it's like everyone's talking about this era of the heavyweight division? That's all the heavyweights are 6'6", 7', 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", Tyson Fury and Wilder.
Yeah.
Do you think it's now the smaller heavyweights, the guys like yourself, Usyk, Andy Ruiz, the guys that are 6'1", 2 and 3? Do you think that you guys are coming forward now because it is quite the bigger they are, the less movement they've got? But when you guys come in, like the Bacoli fight, your movement sort of bamboozles them a little bit. So do you think it's your era now, the smaller heavyweights?
You know, really, I think it's kind of like the big man's era. You know, they're making them bigger, stronger, faster, you know, than ever before. So I just think, you know, there's some still thoroughbred, legit heavyweights that aren't so big, you know, and we have to be respected, you know what I'm saying, because we're over that 200-pound limit. So anytime you're over that, you know, anybody could, you know, hit with a certain amount of force. You know, it doesn't take that much to knock somebody out. And we do have the advantage as far as we might be a little more nimble and faster. So I think we just have to get our respect, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I kind of like being the smaller heavyweight, making these guys quit. You know, I always talk about me not knocking them out. It's not about me knocking them out, but making them a TKO. I enjoy that more than anything.
That's quite good to hear.
Yeah.
I've got yeah. You want to go and do that? We can pick this up. I think we can pick this up. Just picking this up from where we left off. You had to go and do something with the broadcaster there. Yeah, I was just going to ask about Tyson Fury and the rest of the heavyweight division, just get your opinion on it. I mean, Tyson's fighting out in Vegas the day after you against Otto Wallen, a very unknown heavyweight. So what's your thoughts on Tyson Fury and the Lino status, as he calls it?
Yeah, I think he should let it go. It's been a while. He hasn't really proved anything that you know, states that, you know, that to what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah.
Good word.
You know, he's been fighting. He's fought in, you know, two opponents that weren't champions in the last couple of fights. So I'm not sure what he's gonna do about it, but I think that he needs to give up that title.
You don't want to fight for it?
I mean, for fake belts? No, not really. I don't want to fight for fake belts.
Talk about real belts and Deontay Wilder. There's talk about obviously him fighting Fury again in the rematch in February out in Vegas. That's what we're hearing. Just what's your thoughts on the rematch? And obviously, who do you think won the first fight? It was a draw, but who did you think have? If you?
I thought Tyson actually won the fight. They called it a draw. I kind of gave the edge to Tyson. Tyson, he shouldn't have got dropped in that last. I think that was partially his fault. I think if they do it again, I think Tyson will get the victory this time. But I don't think they're gonna end up fighting. I think they're gonna end up doing something else. Depending on Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. If Andy Ruiz wins again, I think Deontay wants to fight Andy, and he'll just kind of push Tyson to the side. So I'm not sure, but he also has to win against Ortiz too.
Yeah,
so he has some events of himself that he's gonna have to overcome. But yeah, so that's kind of the gist of it. Yeah.
I've got to ask, being that I am from the UK, when are you coming back?
Man, I would love to come back. I love the UK. I love fighting over there. The fans was just, I've always said it before, but when I fought Martin Bakole, I was getting booed at first. I was like the underdog, 7-1, 8-1, or whatever. But when I knocked him out, I had more. The fans went crazy and they loved it. They embraced me, and it was just I had people giving me my own little chant and my songs when I was coming into the bar and stuff. It was awesome. So I cannot wait to go back to the UK and fight. I hope soon enough. I hope I come back. I'm gonna be definitely asking to come back to the UK.
Well, a lot of heavyweights in the UK, so whenever you come over, please do. Because like I said, the fans, we appreciate good boxing. And
yes, you
like
guys
you just
do.
said there. You knocked out Martin Bakole, and then the fans, you've probably gained thousands of UK fans.
Yes, it was awesome, man. I fought at York Hall. It was very small, hot.
You call Madison Square Garden the Mecca of boxing. In the UK, we call that the Mecca of boxing because that's where everyone came up. Lennox Lewis came up there. Every sort of people fighters making their trade.
So it was
fighting the York Hall.
It was humbling and grateful that I fought there, and I broke in my professional fights in that arena. Everybody was telling me how of a historic place it was, and for me to have my own historic night was awesome, and the fans just embraced it. So I cannot wait to go back, man.
I won't keep you much longer because I know you did a massive yawn before I turned the camera on, so I won't keep you much longer. Just one final question: what can the fans at Madison Square Garden expect from you on Friday night? Expect
fireworks. I'm gonna give you everything I got when it comes to when I jump in that ring. I don't plan to lay down, and I don't plan to just win by points. If I see a man blink so far as blink that he's hurt, I'm gonna jump on him. So hopefully I get the stoppage. I don't like to just knock people out. I like to make them quit. So
no mas.
Yeah, there's no mas. There's no more coming back from that. So hopefully we'll get that done on Friday.
Good stuff. I'm looking forward to this fight. Looking forward to the whole fight card. But Michael, again, thank you for doing this Firefall TV, and I'll catch you tomorrow at the weigh-in.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, brother.
Once the opportunity arose for him to close the show, and he did it in emphatic style.
Whatever he hits falls.